I'm Kelly Smith, Assistant Principal here at Union Grove High School, and I want to talk to you about on-time behavior. On-time behavior is important at school and for the rest of your life. It's part of the Wolverine way, and so we of course want students making every effort to arrive in the morning on time and to each class on time. However, if this becomes a problem and a student has a tardy where they are not on time, then they will first get a warning. Beyond that, we will make an administrative contact after their second tardy. If this looks like it's becoming a pattern, we want to make sure the parent is informed. Very often parents aren't aware that their student is not getting to school on time. After the third tardy, they will receive morning detention. That is 7:30 a.m. in the morning that they have to arrive and be there the entire time. The next tardy, the fourth tardy, would result in after-school detention on Friday, and that's for an hour. Beyond that, it does become an offense that receives 2 days of ISS, and that is pulling a student out of instruction to do their work in the ISS room really unnecessarily. We want to keep kids in the classroom. We want them to get the instruction from the teachers, and so this is a preventable behavior where students arrive on time. Backing up to our detention policy, if a student does not show up for that detention, then they would also get a day's worth of ISS as a consequence for that missing detention. That doesn't have any impact on subsequent ISS that they might receive based on continuing infractions. So very, very important to be on time. We are going to promote a policy of walk and talk in between classes this year where students aren't congregating in the hallways. This prevents many problems from arising, but particularly getting those students to class on time so that when the bell sounds, they are ready for instruction, and that is their primary job here as students at Union Grove High School. So we hope that this has been helpful and informative, and we will be talking to you about cell phone use and all of the expectations for cell phone use in the building.
But before we do that, I would like to remind parents, as far as when students check into school, that it's very important that you have a note. Okay, if you do not have a note, it will be logged in as unexcused. So make sure that we have a note. Now this is something, and I hope the parents are watching this right now. I'm gonna give you a little cheat thing here. You have 5 parental notes that you can use, and we will not question them as long as they say it's either a personal issue or your child was not feeling good. If you write flat tire on there,
Or
it's
traffic.
or traffic, it's not going to be excused. Now I know that we've heard about traffic issues out on East Lake. I get it, but all we can tell you is you're going to have to make plans, get up early. So again, those 5 notes, you're either your child was sick when you checked in or a personal issue. Make sure that you have those 5 notes. You use 5 notes per semester. Okay, so that, and hold on to them like gold because they're very important. Now, when your child comes, they have to check in. Now, we had some kids last year that got a little desperate and would sign in a wrong name and their ID, and they got caught every single time because they have a camera there. So make sure that they're aware of that. So we don't do that anymore because that's a whole different violation there.
Yeah, at that point, that becomes false information. That's something we don't want to do. But again, with tardies, we want to make sure that if you walk through the building, you'll see signs that with the words unity, grit, helpfulness, and self-respect. And being on time to your destination, that's part of that grit that we want to make sure that we ensure that every Wolverine has of being on time to every single destination, period.
School starts at what time?
School starts at 8:15.
They got to be in that classroom. They got to be across that border when that last bell rings at 8:15.
Okay, so stay tuned. Check out the next video for cell phone electronics.